Yo, welcome to the Women's Basketball Lounge, a special episode, some bonus content just for you. Grab a drink, grab a cigar, grab whatever your festivities are, and let's go. Yo, welcome to a special episode of the Women's Basketball Lounge. We are going to talk about WNBA All-Star Weekend. As you could tell by the look on Mimi's face, we're very excited to talk about this today. But yeah, so let's talk about All-Star Weekend. What a fucking weekend.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Amazing. Hot as hell. Hot as hell.
It was very hot in Phoenix. Yes, it was. It was incredibly hot in Phoenix. What was it, like 112 degrees?
I think that was the low. That was the low for the day.
Yeah, it was.
We didn't walk nowhere.
It was definitely unwalkable, but I mean, it's the middle of the summer, so it's gonna be that. But I don't know. It was weird because it wasn't that. It didn't. I don't remember it being that hot in Vegas last year when it was there, but it was definitely hot in Phoenix. But that didn't stop nothing. That didn't stop anything. We still had a great time. So let's talk about Friday.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Friday is my favorite event of All-Star Weekend. Like, I know it's supposed to be about the game. I get that. But I just feel like the skills challenge and, the 3-point contest, all of that is so like exciting to me because it gives us an opportunity to see like individual players perform, as individuals.
Right.
Like when you got to play as a team, sometimes it can be hard to stand out. So yeah, I always enjoy that. What did you think about the skills challenge? What surprised you about the skills challenge?
Well, number one, what I love is they got money. Aflac donated some money. So that's always good of an incentive to
absolutely
keep the competition flowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I love that. Surprise. I'm going to give you your flowers, Mick, because you was hyping her up last podcast. And she showed up and showed out for the post in the 3-point contest. Jaleisha Johnson-Jones.
And JJ surprised me. Like, I don't think any of us really saw that coming.
Right.
But I mean, honestly, you called it because in the last show, you were like, JJ is a shooter now.
Yeah. Right. She want to be a freaking shooter. And I hate that she proved me right that, I wasn't right. I wasn't saying that she was a great shooter.
Yeah.
So she didn't prove me right, but she proved my whole scenario of her wanting to be more of a shooter instead of dunking under the basket.
Yeah.
Like she proved that right and she can do it.
She can do it. I mean, there's not a whole lot JJ cannot do when JJ is ready to do it. Like, that's the thing.
Man, she wanted that money.
Hey, I might have got my ass up there and shot some 3-pointers too for some ducats. So I feel it.
But you know what? Question.
Yeah.
Why didn't Sabrina defend her title? Like back in the day when you think about NBA, if you won the dunk contest, you was defending your title. If you won the 3-point contest, you was defending it. So I wish I would have seen Sabrina defend her title. Just to, like next year for next All-Star, I want to see these same people defend their titles. You know what I mean? I don't want to see, of course I want to see different people, but I want to see that one person still defending their title so you can kind of get, okay, who takes the crown?
Like whoever wins,
what I'm saying?
To come back.
You have to come back.
That's not historically what has happened, is it? I'm not sure.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, that might be cool. I mean, like the defending champion. It's giving very beauty queen come past your crown.
Defend your title.
Yeah.
defend your title. Alicia Gray need to defend the title of what is that skill challenge called? The bounce the ball in between.
That's actually the
What is
skills
it?
challenge, I think. I think the
Yeah, it's called the
it's called
skills
the
challenge,
skills
right?
challenge, and then
Yeah,
the 3-point contest is technically
contest.
separate, but everybody always mix the two
Right,
together. So, yeah.
right, right. So Alicia Gray needs to defend her title. Period. In that she has to come back. You know.
Yeah.
So
I can see that being really cool, like having the last person come back. There's also something to going out on top, right? Like sometimes you
mhm.
don't want to give someone the opportunity to take it away from you. Uh
Yeah.
so I kind of get that too.
Mm. But let's talk about, that 3-on-3 after the skills challenge. Before what they did it before the 3-point and after the skills. They did it in the
They
middle.
did it in the
They did it in
middle.
between.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of thoughts on that, honestly. Um I don't know. That might be a bad thing, but I almost forgot it happened.
I will say Michaela Williams was giving buckets. Shout out to Michaela Williams from LSU. Flange was on the sideline cheering on for my perspective.
Hmm.
This is, we got to have some tea in the
Yeah.
episode. She was cheering on Michaela more than she was cheering on Haley Van Lith. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, like every time Michaela made a bucket, she was jumping up and down. Every time, Haley Van Lith made a bucket, you get the cute clap. I don't know. I'm not saying, but she definitely cheering on Michaela. You know what I mean? Sticking with the LSU.
Hey, I mean, you never know. I think it's a different set of skills involved in being successful at 3-on-3 basketball. And I think that's,
Hmm.
we'll get into that even a little bit as we talk about Team USA. But yeah, like I think I I wasn't that excited about the game, and maybe that's T too. But I just wasn't excited about that matchup.
Really?
Yeah, like I don't know. It's
Why?
no
Why is
shade
that?
to any of the players. It just
Yeah.
I don't know that it was the 3-on-3 matchup I would have wanted to see. But
Like you wanted them to play against different people, or you wanted different 3-on-3 teams? Just
I think the
clarifying.
choice for 3-on-3 for Team USA is I don't love the choices. So
Okay, so it's not the
no, 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 no,
opponents.
no, no.
Okay,
But
got it,
yeah,
got it, got it.
yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just blah to me, but it was cool.
But to go back to the 3-point contest,
Hmm.
why was it? It was a lot of posts entered into the 3-point contest, and the post is the one that got to the finals.
Yeah, so
That's scary. Why aren't these guards signing up for this 3-point
I think
contest?
that was the most fun thing for me.
Right.
Was
You
like,
everybody was on their seat.
when's the last time we saw like a big man in a 3-point contest? Does that happen? I don't remember that happening.
Well, in the W, no,
Yeah,
but in the NBA, that's very
yeah, yeah,
common.
yeah. But we haven't seen it in the W. Like,
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
so yeah, I don't know how they pick.
Well, they ask,
They ask people to sign
um,
up for it.
I mean, not to sign up, but they select people that they want, right? Um, but then people deny, be like, no, I don't want to do that,
Oh,
right? Like, you know what I mean? Like they have a right to
yeah,
refuse, right? Um, and I don't think that participating in the skills challenge and the 3-point contest is as popular to the stars, right? Like the first team stars, the MVP stars, like they want to sit and watch, because they've already making the money. It's not an incentive. They're already an all-star
yeah,
participating in the Saturday night festivities. So, that hunger, that title. So I heard like, uh, um, there was a couple people that denied participating in the all-star. But you know, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but some people are denying um, those opportunities for whatever reason they have. But we want to see the stars. We want to see the stars show up.
Yeah, we do for sure. So that I would say that was like one of the highlights of the weekend for me. Shout out to Footprint Center. They have really good food in the suite and in the lounge. Like I
Hold up,
yes.
hold up. Let's talk about where you was Friday night.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Like
Where was you at Friday night, man?
so I had a suite seat Friday. It was very cool, and I don't even know how I stumbled upon it, except it was divine because I ended up meeting some really dope people and made some new friends, which was really cool. But yeah, so Footprint has there's the lounge area and then there's the suite. I'm more thinking about the food because when they say that food and beer and wine is included with, the ticket, you're like, okay, I'm expecting like some finger food, whatever the case may be. No.
Right.
When I got there were so many options. I wish I had the appetite to eat more. But I ended up having like some salmon, and the salmon was good too, with like some rigatoni and it was some very cool stuff. But outside of that, they had tacos, they had whatever you think you wanted, they had it up there. They had a salad bar, a full salad bar.
Wow.
Yeah, whatever you think you wanted, they had it for sure. But
Okay.
the hospitality at Footprint is amazing. And it was cool being up there.
Well, I will say, she said up there. I texted her, was like, hey, I'm here in section such and such. She was like, hey, I'm in suite such and such. She was like, oh, you're below me. Look up. I look up. Oh, hey, she's looking down. Hey, you peasants. Hi, peasants.
Not
I'm
even.
like, hey.
Not even, man. God
I
had
was
that
with the
for me.
peasants in
Like, you know how it
section
was.
200s.
Oh, no, you were not in section 200. You were not at all in section 200.
100, sorry.
Yeah, you were in 100. Like, don't do it.
160.
Do not do it. You were not in the 200s. But yeah, like, I don't even know how that happened, but I'm glad it did. I end up kicking it with the people in the suite that night, and yeah, new friendships were made. So very, very, very cool stuff. But the view was amazing.
Okay, I'm gonna have to next All-Star. I'm gonna have to consider that VIP experience because I love food, and when I'm watching a game, I like to eat. I like to eat. I like to nibble on something. I like to grab something and watch. Grab. So I know some of y'all out there know what I'm talking about. Constant. Yeah.
It's worth it for sure, but nothing beats being like among the action, like right. I don't know which one I really prefer. Like if I could just have that food, in like a third row seat, I'd be I would be equally as happy. Like,
Not possible, right?
but I would be equally as happy so I think like definitely Friday was amazing. Now Saturday I wasn't in a suite.
Let's talk
for sure. Yeah.
Let's talk about so we got together on Saturday.
Yeah.
And we went to WNBA Live.
We did.
Before the game.
We did. Before that though, because I got to shout out Sam J, who did an amazing set.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, who did an amazing set. Gosh, I don't want to call the name wrong, but it was a really dope event. A dragon brunch.
Buffet.
Yeah. And I want to call out the people who actually put on that event, and I can't remember their name. So what I will do instead is put it in the show notes. So go look for it.
Yeah.
But like we got to see Sam J do a cool set. We got to see some other comedians too. That was a cool event. That was a very fun event. Made some dope connections there as well.
Free food, I'm there. Free food, I am there.
Free food, free drag, because she loves a drag show. So free food, free drag, free comedy. Sam J did an amazing set. super dope. Then we went to
Mhm.
WNBA Live.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And WNBA Live, well, I had went Friday and just cleaned up shop and swiped my whole credit card and bought a bunch of gear. I'm actually wearing one of the
It's
shirts
a
right
super
now.
cute shirt. I'm like, hey, look at that
Right. And then
shirt.
on the back it says All-Star. Yeah, it's like that gold.
Very cool.
But they just had so much good gear.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the gear, like it just was, it was great. Like that was nothing that was like, it wasn't just t-shirts where you just put WNBA All-Star. Like the quality, like this shirt feels so good, it's soft. Like the quality, they took time in the branding. Like
Yeah.
I feel like the W is doing a really good job of entering into the fashion world this year. And we're
Interesting.
gonna talk about that, you know, on our other podcast. But I just feel like, you know, especially with the women being fashionistas, you know, there was a cover in Essence, you know, just about the W and, you know, how they're coming with the
Yeah.
fashions. And
Yeah.
they had everything. And it was so cute. Like they had cute crop tops, cute, you know, like this is a jersey dress. You know, they bringing back the like
Come on,
sleeve
jersey
dresses,
dress.
you know, but it's not a jersey, but it's like a
Yeah,
dress.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? It's like a dress. You know, it's like giving like tomboyish up top, but cute at the bottom. So I had a ball shop until and when we went together Saturday, the store was sold out. When I went with you, the store was sold
Everything
out.
was sold out. Yeah. I'm a big Player
So
Society girl.
mhm,
Love Player Society. I love the way they put fashion, the way they design their fashion. It's given
mhm,
very like street fashion vibes, which is my vibe. But yeah,
mhm.
I had the opportunity to shake up with the owner of Player Society while we were there. Very briefly, you know, just exchange some words, just like, yo, you're
Really?
fucking dope. Um, and but I love Player Society when it comes to fashion. So admittedly, I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to like the WNBA branded stuff because Player
Mhm.
Society stuff is so cool. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Player Society. The reason I didn't buy anything from Player Society because it's just worth it just to buy it online because
Yeah.
the lines at the WNBA live was so long, and
Insane.
that's a good thing for them. That's a good thing for them.
That's
You know what I
amazing for
mean?
them. They deserve it. Yeah.
So
But
so shout out to
but
them.
same, honey. I will buy it online and let them ship it to me
Correct,
because yeah,
correct.
might as
But
well.
they had
Yeah.
right. They had all types of vendors they had Miel doing hair. You could get your twisties done. They was giving out rice water, and handbags, and you could make an appointment to get your hair did in the booth. Which by the way, the workers were telling me they're the only um hair product company that is an official sponsor of the WNBA. So shout out to Miel
Oh,
for being
nice.
the
Well,
one and
shout
the
out to
only.
Miel. Yay.
Yes, they are growing. So they had a whole booth in there. What Dick's Sporting Goods was there. Bumble giving relationship advice in there. That was weird, but we gonna go with it. La Crema, wine company was in there. AT&T, of course, always holds it down and sponsors. Who else was in there?
Nike. I love the
Nike. Not
Nike
oh.
exhibit every time. They always have the best exhibit there.
hmm
Yeah.
Tell us what the
I
exhibit
was gonna say
was
we
for
should get into
Nike.
that. Yeah, they
Yeah.
did a really cool display of Team USA, and so you had, was it everybody or was it just the starting lineup? I can't remember. I think it was just the starting lineup. Um,
It wasn't the starting lineup. It wasn't everybody. It was the the I think they picked the popular pieces,
okay, so
and
yeah, there was
especially
like
those that
a
are sponsored. Because Jewel Lloyd's not a starter, and they had her up there. They had
yeah,
Alyssa Thomas. She's not a starter. You know what I mean? So
that
they
makes
select. I
sense.
think it was seven of them. It was seven of them that they picked. And I think they have some association sponsorship with Nike.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. But the display they did was very cool. They did like their lockers, like the lockers, what it would
Mm-hmm.
look like
Mm-hmm.
inside of the locker room, what their little locker would look like. And yeah, incredible stuff. I'm actually gonna post a recap with some of that probably before this
Yeah.
episode comes out. So you'll have it by then.
Yeah,
But
because it actually showed like what their typical locker looks like.
mhm.
You could tell that they got with each player and was like, "Hey, what does your locker look like?" Like they had Asia Wilson's grandmother's picture in her locker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's connection. You know,
Yeah.
they had Diana Taurasi's like point system in her family and her kids, and just sentimental
Down to
things. They had Brittany
calendars.
Griner's book.
Yeah.
Yeah, down the calendar. So they had like connections to each player. It wasn't just a locker. Like they really had things that each player, intentionally have in their locker for inspiration. So it was cute. It was cute.
Yeah, it was very cute. And it was compelling. Like to
Yeah.
see, I feel like you got an inside look into who these players are. For example, seeing Asia Wilson's grandmother, and
Mm-hmm.
seeing Brittany Griner's. They had little small Chuck Taylors, like for the
Uh-huh.
birth
Her
of
new
her
baby.
child, the birth of her
Mm-hmm.
baby.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was just a really cool glimpse into who they are in a way that you wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
normally get.
Yeah, for sure. And behind that Nike booth was another booth where you can actually click on a player on an all-star and they literally show a snippet video of their life story,
Mm.
and you connect with that person,
Oh,
and you just understand their story and where they come from. And I realized I connected with Collier. I'm not a Minnesota
I like
fan.
Nafisha Collier
um
a lot.
I
Yeah,
I respect Minnesota.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That's huge. I respect Minnesota. But just connecting with her story and how important motherhood is to her,
sure.
shout out to her. I was able to do that. So the fact that WNBA Live did that was so awesome. So awesome.
Yeah. No, I can identify with that as well. Like, but there's something about her energy in particular. I don't have a connection to
Hmm.
Minnesota either. I don't know what it is, but it just doesn't connect for me. But there's something
The
about her
distance.
energy for sure. I mean, but I'm a Midwest girl. I'm from Indiana.
Okay.
Like, I don't have no reason to not be able to connect with Minnesota, except I just don't. But like, but I respect them for sure. Like what they've done between last season and this season is incredible. But there's something about Nafisha Collier's energy that just like exudes good energy. So, yeah, I wish I had. So where was I? Why didn't I see that? What was I doing?
I mean, we walked past it when I was with you, but we was just seeing too much. I was trying to get to Sydney Colson, you know what I mean?
And Sydney
And you was trying to help
Colson is
me.
incredibly popular. As
Hmm.
she should be. She has a really dope personality and she's super funny too. So I
And
figured her
and
stuff was
speaking
gonna
of
be insane.
yeah, and speaking of Sydney Colson, like there were so many celebrities in WNBA Live. Like y'all, when I tell y'all these players are so accessible, it is ridiculous.
Yeah,
Like
you got to take a lot of pictures with a lot of players for sure.
cheese, cheese. I would say my best photo wasn't a player.
Okay.
It was actually Andrea Carter. Like,
Oh, okay.
she's gaining popularity, being a sportscaster. I mean, she's so gorgeous. I'm not hitting on you, but you are very gorgeous. And just relatability, you know what I mean? And just how she was able to take the game of basketball, play the game of basketball up until she couldn't, and now she's thriving in a whole different, career, same industry but different career field. It just inspires me. So like that was my like, I
Yeah.
saw Chiny. But couldn't get a picture with her because it was just too many people. But I saw both of them in the building, and it just was like, ah.
Yeah, no, that's super dope. Yeah, I was looking at your pictures like, okay, I see you. Cause I did not do a lot of that. I was kind of enjoying the vibes, and I did run into WNBA All-Star Weekend is like that. And you mentioned that in our last episode. Like, you just see people everywhere. So Friday night, I was walking over to meet some people at a bar, and I ran into Chanae and someone else. I can never remember her name, which is fucking terrible because she's a goddamn legend. She's a fucking legend. But at any rate, I ran into them, and it was super cool energy. But yeah, I was like, look at my girl, look at her doing her thing.
Right. Right. I mean, I ran into look, we name dropping here, Madison Booker, and I don't know her last name, but Kiki from USC. She's dunking. I'm not going to look, Madison, if I get this wrong, Kiki, if I get this wrong, please call us out. But, y'all had on matching Jordans and y'all went everywhere together. Y'all was at the game together. Y'all came to WNBA Live together. Y'all had on matching Jordans. I'm not going to say nothing, but that was, everybody know what that means. Lesbian community, y'all know what that means.
I mean,
but they were cute.
The matching
they
Jordans,
were cute.
That's definitely a sign. That means something.
Okay.
If we wearing matching Jordans, we go together.
We go together. We go together. Yeah. So I saw them. Caitlin Clark shut WNBA Live down. You couldn't even see her on the court. And I'm 5'6". I had to stand on a chair to see her. Sydney Colson was there. Natasha Cloud was there. Again, Shanae and Andrea Carter. And of course, Asia Wilson always makes an appearance. And shout out to Asia for always making an appearance at Final Four, at WNBA Live, at all these appearances and being a star, she's the LeBron James of the W. Okay. And she still shows up. Words. Hey, we're going to get into it next episode.
I'm not saying she not. I'm just saying that those are big words. Yeah, but we'll get into it next episode.
We're going to get into it. But just, yeah, I mean, that's all I could think of who I took a picture with. But yeah, just they outside during All-Star. So if y'all want to, associate and, get a picture and meet these stars, that you all love, like definitely get to All-Star now.
Yeah, for sure. Don't miss it next year, for sure.
Let's talk about the game. Oh, go ahead.
No. Go. I was going to the game too, so you're good.
Oh,
go ahead. You're good. You go.
Okay. Well, I mean, from the beginning of the entrance, calling out the athletes' names on the big stage, like they just did it right. You know what I mean?
They put on a show.
They're doing it right. Mm-hmm. They're putting on a show. I would say, first half was really great, really competitive. Mm-hmm. But for me, shout out to Enrique, because last episode I talked about Enrique.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And she backed out of Team USA. But she came out showing people, hey, I'm still that girl.
Yeah.
I'm still that woman. I gets buckets. The halftime performance for me, Pitbull. I love Pitbull. He's always, a good vibe.
Yeah.
And then the ending, Enrique came out second half scoring 23 points in one quarter. Like, she could not miss. So shout out to Enrique, MVP. It was great for me. I had a fantastic time. I felt like it was a real game. I was in my seat, on the edge of my seat. So it was everything I wanted it to be.
Yeah, it was everything I wanted it to be as well, except the team I wanted to win didn't win. But
we were totally wrong.
With our predictions. But here's the thing though. I also did not think there was a world where Team USA was going to come out and really ball the way they can ball, because who wants to get injured playing in the All-Star game when you're about to go play in Paris? So I think that, you know, in a real like game, we may have saw some things that may have turned out differently. If nothing else, just because the level of experience that's on the Team USA, the Team USA team. But I enjoyed watching the All Stars kick their butt. I enjoyed watching Angel Reese while she was on the court, and you're right, Enrique balled out. The whole All Star team balled out. Here's the thing, though, like I have to say this, because in all fairness, right, the All Star team is also not playing ball the way they would normally be playing ball. But they're probably playing a little harder, not hard enough to get injured, but they probably playing a little harder than they normally would play because they got a break after that for how long? Team USA got to go ball some more with a bunch of pressure on them out in Paris. So I don't know if in a real scenario it would have turned out that way, but I enjoyed the game. Enjoyed watching it, enjoyed screaming at them.
Right. I mean, and also, you know, Team WNBA, you know, they got a chip on their shoulder. You know, they got something to prove.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Team USA have nothing to prove. They're considered, quote, the best of the best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just loved, you know, can we have a all together moment? I love Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese playing together. Like, let's in on that. Like, their connection was amazing, was it not?
Yeah.
Like,
no, it was.
Caitlin Clark giving her dimes and they dapping each other up. Like, that was.
It was. I think
everything
for
for
the
me.
culture needed to see that. Like, they needed to see that these are not two people that hate each other or, you know, none of that.
Correct.
Also, shout out to the team WNBA being coached by the one and only Cheryl Miller. Incredible. Yeah, it just don't really get a lot better than that, for sure.
Yeah, I think it was funny. You know, I'm paraphrasing here, but Cheryl Miller said, "I don't know what I'm doing,
but I'm having a good time.
But I'm having a good time.
I'm having fun. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
but I'm having a good time.
I'm having a good time, and you know what? Like, sometimes in coaching that's needed. You know, we're not going to talk about coaching, but I respect her honesty. You know what I mean? And that was able, like, just saying that speaks volumes, where it's able to let people's, you know, guards down and just go out there and have fun and just let the pressure off. Hey, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm having a good time, and just letting people know that she's letting her players know she is human. You know what I mean? And you go out there and be human, go make mistakes, go figure things out, you know, and go have a good time, because that's what All-Star is about. Go have a good time. And second half, they had a good time.
Yeah, for sure. That is a good place to sum up the weekend. Like, I know for me, my personal experience was, I didn't know what I was doing, but I had a great time. So shout out to All-Star Weekend, WNBA All-Star Weekend, for an amazing year, and we can't wait for next year. Peace.
Yes. Peace.